This is my first time travelling with no plans. I don't know where I'm going to end up, which is exciting, but at the same time makes me feel a little bit anxious. I'm also at this crossroads in my life where I don't really know what I want to do. I just have this feeling of being lost in life. So today is the first day of my trip. I guess normally when you start a trip or an adventure, you kind of have these feelings of excitement, but the past 24 hours have just been a kind of whirlwind. My ferry got cancelled, so then I had to book a flight, then my flight got cancelled, and basically it just kind of led to this ball of stress inside me, whereas normally you'd be really excited. And I guess I'm kind of in a lucky position if the things that stress me the most in life are just cancelled flights. It's just a different way of starting an adventure. I've been working in Wellington for the past 6 months, but I just quit my job and I'm now exploring New Zealand, home to glaciers, volcanoes and a remote wilderness that has been isolated from the rest of the world for over 80 million years. So I made it to Franz Josef, and the goal for today is to try and find a glacier. I'm really surprised how different nature in New Zealand feels. It's this weird combination of being a rainforest, but it's also kind of cold, so you get this kind of tropical mixed with alpine environment. I've literally never seen blue mushrooms before. So I've been travelling down the west coast of New Zealand and I finally made it to Queenstown. I'm definitely grateful, but at the same time I feel like I'm kind of just putting life on pause, which is great and I think we all need that at some point, but at the same time you can't just spend your whole life just sitting on a desert island. Big picture wise, I actually don't really know what I'm doing with my life. And I guess it's okay not to know, and I think a lot of the time we kind of assume that we're the only ones experiencing these kind of ideas. But at the end of the world, everyone is always questioning themselves about whether they're doing the right thing or not. I've actually been really lucky and managed to get a cancellation to hike the Milford Track. The Milford Track is a 4-day, 50-kilometre hike through some of the most remote wilderness in the world. You need tickets to hike it, which sells out over a year in advance, but luckily I managed to get a cancellation. So I woke up at 6 AM and everyone else was still asleep, which means I have the trail completely to myself. Today is day 3 and it is going to be raining all day. This is so miserable, but so beautiful. On the final day we had perfect weather, which made the track look absolutely incredible. Weird, we've been cut off from civilization for like 3 days now. Just hearing the first helicopters kind of reminds you that there's a world outside of this valley. Which sounds stupid, but it's kind of been nice just to have no internet. As my time on the track comes to an end, I can't help but think how much longer we will get to experience adventures like this. You really develop a deep sense of community with your fellow hikers on this trip, and part of that is because you just end up sitting around and talking in the evenings because there's nothing else to do. But from next year, there will be 100% phone coverage in New Zealand because of Starlink, and I feel like the sense of community might not be the same. I guess nothing truly lasts forever.